DraftSociety.com presents a Premier League Draft Fantasy Podcast. Welcome to the Key Pass Collective, your exclusive source for the information, analysis, and advice you need to dominate your fantasy leagues. Come on in. We've been expecting you.
Going on, draft heads? How is everybody? Welcome in to the live stream of the KPC. My name's Joe Williams. We're back for the regular season. Welcome in everybody in chat. Luis, Zach, Draft Alchemy. What is going on, everybody? If you're in chat, say hey. We've got a few people watching. And Dutch Cowboy, what's going on? We're going to need your feedback. We're going to need your thoughts here today as well, because we're going to be going through a lot of players today. And we want to know what players are on the tip of your tongues, the ones you want to hear us talk about, the ones you have questions about. So, yeah, get in chat if you are with us live. And if you're not, you should join us live at some point. Usually it's Wednesday nights at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Is when we do our live shows almost always. And it's a blast. It's a really good time. Some good conversations had in chat. And it's also how we're able to get your thoughts and sometimes even flash you up on screen, like Draft Alchemy telling me to wear one of the masks in the background of my camera here, which maybe next time. Maybe next time I'll keep it in mind. Anyway, my name is Joe Williams. I will be your host, and this is the Key Pass Collective. We are, of course, the audio companion to the Draft Society website. So a couple of quick just reminders about that as far as the Draft Society is concerned. We offer several things weekly, which we'll talk about in just a second. But one of kind of the main things that we have is a subscriber-only section called the Inner Circle, which is now open for two different passes. One of them is season pass, one of them a monthly pass. If you do get the season pass, you are all set until late May, early June. You're good to go with all of the offerings that we have, including the Fantasy Toolkit. What is the Fantasy Toolkit? It is just the most amazing, literally, app that DraftLad invented. And it is a way to streamline what you do every single day or every single week to get ready for your matchup. So it's going to tell you about waiver wire picks. It's going to tell you which players you might want to pick up, which players you might want to drop. It's got a trade calculator in there. You can calculate the value of your players to see, what value they might have in a trade, and the same with your opponent's players. It's got a fixture difficulty tracker built into it. It's got Gameweek transaction data from all of the big three community leagues telling you who was picked up in the leagues where people know what they're doing. Brand new, it has a fab bid data tool in there, which is wild. It will tell you the median bid, the total bids, the successful bids, the max bids for all of the new transfers that have come into the league and have gone through a waiver wire cycle. It is wild. The toolkit's crazy. So check it out. Again, if you are willing to support us, independent fantasy football website, and you're willing to get that season pass, you can have that fantasy toolkit. Also, absolutely free every single week. And this is just a reminder. I'll be a little bit more long-winded just because it's kind of right after week one. So we got top 75 consensus ranks. Those are free completely. You can check those out weekly. We also have waiver wire article that comes out every single week. So who to pick up off the waiver wire. We're going to have 6 players featured in that article. 3 of them are completely free. 3 of them are subscriber only. We've got a Sleepers 11 weekly article that comes out that's free. We've got Ryan's Ghost Point Hunters article that is now free from last year. You can enjoy his wonderful prose. We have draft statistics. We have projected lineups. All of that is completely free. And if you are joining the Inner Circle, you can see what you've got on the screen now, which is just so many benefits, plus access to the Discord, confidential trade advice. We're talking consensus rankings every international break, top 150. We're talking weekly points projections for every single player. We're talking rest of season player rankings. I mean, there's just so much to go through. But again, it's there. It's that's what you get if you join the inner circle. Plus, if you have the season pass, you get the toolkit, and we think it's really worth it. And again, you're supporting us, and that's really amazing. So, community, we've been humbled again this preseason. You guys are incredible. Thanks for the support. We'll keep doing our best for you, and we promise not to let you down and keep all these things updated and good to go, and throughout the season. So, yeah, thanks again. We appreciate it, and let us know if you have any questions, obviously, at any time. All right. Beautiful. We're back at it. Let's do this, guys. Here comes Totti. Here comes Ryan. Here comes Sanji. Oh, okay, guys. Week 1 is in the books. How are we feeling about it?
Good.
Yep. Okay.
I wanted to, before we move into the sort of bulk of
the meat and potatoes.
I wanted to flag, just because it's a new tab, that there is a note at the top for a reason. This data is coming from like top leagues that I would say are on it. So you should take the fab bids with a pinch of salt, and should definitely adjust it to what your league is usually like.
True.
When it comes to fab, I know my home league is similar to in bidding to the community and RGL, so I'll take that fab as it is, but then you have to adjust it to the amount of fab that you give. So it's calculated for 100 fab.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a good point.
Obviously, there's a difference there. So just beware of the data and how you use it.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible tool, though.
It is, and I think I just hope that it is the first step towards trying to actually predict how much people will bid, which is pretty far down the line, I would think. But yeah, even this tab is a glimpse into what DraftLad can do.
It's pretty amazing. Like if you look at, for example, at the top of the list is Nicholas Fulkrug. So the median bid for him was 64 out of 100. The max bid, and sorry if you're this person, was 102. So that would tell you, generally that you probably didn't have to go that high. And if you'd have known this ahead of time, which obviously would have been nice, you could have probably better, organized or arranged your bids. Again, these won't be available until after waivers run. So there is that conundrum, I guess, to this tool, right? But yeah. Ryan, Sanji, how did game week 1 go for you guys?
Good. I went 3-0, scraped by in one, and was pretty good in the other two. But yeah, you know how quickly this stuff can change. But yeah, good start. The Arsenal schedule is probably going to screw me for the next couple of weeks, but yeah, good start for sure.
Mixed bag. I'd say 50-50. 2 wins, 2 losses. I'm counting the win in Dynasty because I'm trying to win my Dynasty league.
Nice.
But yeah, not bad. I think it's way too quick to react. It's only been 1 game week.
That's a perfect segue because we're about to do exactly that.
Like half the league isn't even fit. So
right.
Yeah, don't know what to think yet. But yeah, love that the season's back, man.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, we are going to react a little bit today. So we're not going to we're going to try not to overreact, which is as we bring up some of these players, by all means, if you guys think that the answer to the question is just calm down and relax and let's move on, just say that, and we will, because some of these don't even deserve talking about. But you know that people are going to be asking. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's helpful just to kind of quickly go through and talk about some of these players. But generally, let's just kind of, what we're going to talk about today is, first of all, transfers. We're going to kind of buzz through those quickly. Then we have trust, trade, trash. So players that you are either going to keep, you're going to hold them, you're going to trust them, you're going to try to trade them as soon as you can, or you're going to bin them. You're going to go ahead and drop them. You're done. After 1 week, you've seen enough, which will be interesting if there's any of those. And then finally, we're going to round it out with Game Week 2 streamers. So reminder, if you got any questions at any time or you want to ask about any players, pop it in chat, and we'll try to get to them as we have time. But yeah, guys, first, real quick, I'm just asking for quick takes here. What's been after draft season and your rankings and doing all of the articles and everything that you did preseason? What has been your proudest call, and what has been your the most ashamed that you are about making a certain call?
I don't want to go first, so I'm going to nominate Totti.
Cheers. Thank you. And I'll do the cop out and say that we have been talking about this for a while now, but yeah, if you didn't grab yourself a midfielder in the first two rounds, then
Yeah,
you will have found it very difficult to build a balanced squad, and we did bang on about it in several articles and all around. And I still hope that my Tony Cole will turn out well.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, piggybacking off of that, I was not planning on taking Tony at all. But he ended up falling to me in the end of the third round. I had Mitoma lined up, and yeah, just kind of spur of the moment, live draft, adrenaline rush. I was like, man, I can't pass up the value. And yeah, now I'm kicking myself because if I got Mitoma, I think I'd be pretty well set. Because now I have too many forwards. But yeah, Tony's going to be like a league winner or potentially a league loser, depending on what happens. I'm happy with my Kai call so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously only game week 1. Iwobi was really disappointing. I think the Fulham guys were pretty disappointing game week 1. But yeah, there's still plenty of time. So.
Yeah. I mean, jumping on the back of that Kai call, Dutch Cowboy in chat talking about loving Mbomo 212 and feeling iffy about Jesus at 412.
Jesus was always going to be a longer burn. I mean, I don't know anybody that thought he was going to start first game. And I only got him, the one league I got him in that I felt comfortable taking him in, round 5 was the one I have Kai in, which gives me all the comfort in the world. But if I wasn't planning on taking him like by himself. That's really, really ballsy call. And I think it's going to be quite frustrating throughout the season. I think he's still going to start some games and look great, but like at what cost?
Yeah, you couldn't have paid me to take Jesus this year, and I'm going to consider that one of my better calls.
No one was gonna pay you.
Also, I think I was lowest of all of us on Kulusevski, and I'm feeling good about that one.
Yeah, good call.
Ryan, you were really low on Brighton guys, and I think that's maybe paying off. Aside from Mitoma
I said Mitoma and Minty were
Yeah.
the only ones that I was interested in. Yeah,
and those, yeah,
and those two guys panned out. Yeah, and they keep buying players, so
it's insane. Yeah,
yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty good about that too.
Did you end up holding and playing Weaver? I know you punted on him in like 16th or 15th round in a few places. He ended up not scoring well, but getting an assist.
he was against me. It just, what happens.
No, Yeah, I ended up dropping him, and I think that's for the best because now it's all about Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli.
Yep.
Any bad calls?
Sanji?
Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of discussed my bad call, man. Jesus, I would say, was a bad call for me. I bit the preseason bug a bit.
Yeah.
Seeing Jesus play up front, I was like, I saw Kai play in the mid. I was like, man, are they really gonna go back to this? Like, but
Jesus
like,
looked good too.
Yeah, and the thing is, the reason I took him is because I'm in that lifestyle league that Robbie's running, right?
Oh, sure.
And you get an extra bench spot. So in my head, I was just like, I can afford to take a risk on at least one player, I think. And I didn't think it was going to go this badly. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But I mean,
you can still.
I'm going to be patient. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's chomping at the bit. I mean, he does look good. It's just gonna take a little bit of something for him to get the minutes.
Yeah.
I think he might be a Champions League kind of guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's rough. Like I know at some point this season he's going to absolutely bang because he looked great in preseason, man. He looks fit. But yeah, I don't know. It's one to maybe try and ship out now because I feel like the longer I wait until Champions League shows up and then he starts getting a few appearances, off the bench, let's say during rotation. I feel like now is probably the best sort of time to sell high, but I don't know. Anyways, let's focus on the positive.
So high. He didn't start the first game and he got a -1 from his cameo. Like he took him in the 4th or 5th round. I don't think you're selling high to anybody unless he's like a relative.
Selling to a person who is high. I think that's
it.
Yeah,
Mrs. Jesus.
That's the one.
It's very possible. But the gem or the good call, I have to shout out Fantrax Fox, our Inside Tracks Leicester guest. He suggested Fatu. I don't know. I'm still learning the pronunciations of all the players, but yeah, he was lights out, man. I think I got him in all 3 of my community leagues, or 3 teams at least. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's coming, man.
He got so many points for doing nothing. if you watch the match, you were like, how does this man have any fantasy points right now? It's crazy.
But it's Spurs.
I mean, that's true.
It's just who we are, mate.
That is. Oh Lord!
You shouted him out in your preview, didn't you? You did the Leicester preview, Joe, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I'll admit to saying that I liked him and Mavididi, and I was astounded to see Mavididi benched. I could not believe it.
Is it for decode over read? Was that his spot?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know. If BDCR is benching you at this point in his career, like that's concerning. I think we'll see him come back in. I mean, I think he might be one to pick up, but yeah, it does look because I was higher on him than I was Fatu, and I think it's going to be the other way around, like you're saying, Sanji.
Yeah. But I mean, again, we're going to talk about reactions and stuff like that. Like I've seen people drop Mavididi already in the league, and I think that's mental.
Yeah, that's pretty early for that, for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll get on to guys who didn't start and guys who didn't even get a single minute. We'll talk about some of those as well. So, and again, chat, if you guys have questions about other players we don't cover, send them in. We'll try to talk about them quickly. All right, let's move on, guys. How about transfers? So as far as ones that are confirmed or are in the system already, let's kind of talk through, are there any of those that you're excited about, that you're keeping an eye on, that you're interested in for their fantasy potential? We could stay away from the shots in the dark that may or may not happen. We don't have to talk about the masked man at this point because it's not close to reality yet.
The issue is the most of the incoming players are forwards, just like everyone else and their mothers.
I thought you were gonna say most of the incoming players were going to Chelsea, but
Well, yeah.
that is true.
And
as well.
forwards. Yeah,
As
both are
forwards.
true.
and
forwards,
forwards. Yeah.
Chelsea and Brighton forwards.
Yeah.
If you search
so-
for Chelsea forwards on Fantrax, you're gonna have to like go from like 20 to showing 50 or 100 just to see them all, just to scroll.
That's good.
Yeah. So I think like for forwards we have like 4 that we could talk about: Joao Felix, Jorginho Rutter, Evan Nilsson, and Eddie Nketiah, and maybe midfielders as Ilkay Gundogan, the only one that we should mention.
Yeah. I guess Gruda.
Yeah, but he's gone, I think, last week. So
Yeah, that's true.
he's definitely rostered and then dropped probably in most places.
Yeah, I picked him up for 1 and dropped him. I just don't have time.
I mean, he's exciting, but yeah, probably a post-October international break type of pickup.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Slow burn.
And I think there might be a lot of Brighton players like that.
Yeah,
I do think that Rutter will come in, hit the ground running. I just can't see how they will have consistent minutes for everyone.
I was going to say, who does he displace then?
got to be Welbs, but I mean, based on his performance, I mean, it'd be pretty harsh to
Honestly.
drop him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at some point an injury will come, but at what
Without
point,
Europe, I mean, it's gonna be a while probably.
I mean, Minte is already injured.
What did any
that an
update on
injury,
that?
though?
It's a weird concussion or some
Yeah.
shit.
Minte,
Just
yeah.
like a collision, no?
Minte had a concussion. Well, a suspected concussion, and he was convinced he could go on. He wasn't really affected by it at all, but they took him off as a precaution. So I think he'll be okay. And if not, Zach's saying I think that he should be okay. But if not, then I think game week 3 he'll be back for sure. But yeah,
I mean, he has a dingra down his neck.
yeah, true.
Who also scored.
Played well.
Goal
Yeah.
and played well. So I'm not sure that spot. Like I get that Minte is exciting and he came in for a lot of money, but I'm not sure that spot is definitely his 30 plus games started.
Sure.
For Minte. So yeah, but at this point, are we? This is like City wingers all over again.
I know.
We're not expecting more than 21 starts from anyone.
It's really pretty frustrating.
How we feel about Pedro? I didn't get to watch that game, just the
He was
highlights. So.
He was anonymous. Yeah.
Really?
4.5 in Fantrax and did almost nothing.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he did the same in real life or he was just unlucky.
Yeah, I watched. There were times you forgot he was on the pitch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe Rutzer's competing with him if Welbs keeps banging on like this.
Maybe. I could see that.
Yeah,
I
we'll see.
Picked up.
yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I picked up Rutzer on a cheeky free because in one of my leagues he came the morning of, and thankfully it's the wild west and it just goes straight in.
There's no 24-hour rule.
Yep. Light touch.
That is absolute chaos, man.
Yeah, that's
So,
chaos.
I love it. I fucking love it.
You would though.
Yeah.
So I got him in a league just to trade him because I have 6 forwards, the one with Tony and Mbomo and all them. So I'm trying to figure out what I would take for him because I literally can't hold him for much longer. So I'm thinking maybe Gabriel Magalhaes if I can get it across the line.
That's fine, I think.
Getting him on a free, what? I mean, I don't need the forward, so it's
No, you're right.
Yeah,
that's worth it.
I think I kind of on board with the City winger comparison because all of the Brighton attackers have similarly top level upside as well. So if you can manage benchings and rotation, then I think it's worth investing. It's just difficult to sort of manage with squads and especially early season when you're holding punts.
Well, and I'm already seeing some people start to kind of like amass many of these Brighton players and 4 or 5 of them. And it's like, I mean, at some point, Jesus, that's just going to take up your whole damn roster.
Yeah, but also, and like I've seen Enciso and Adingra being dropped when they didn't start.
We always knew Enciso wasn't gonna
Yeah.
Why did you draft him?
No idea. Yeah, I chuckled every time I saw him getting taken at like the 8th or 9th round. Like, what? How?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, he should have been like a 16th round because you knew he was going to be frustrating for at least a few weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, Enciso, I actually like Enciso to get one of the midfield spots, or even to compete with Rutter and Welbeck for the number 10 spot. But again, we are talking about players who can score 20 plus when they start and then disappear for 2 weeks. So yeah, very frustrating.
Yeah.
So we were talking new signings.
That we covered all the Brighton ones.
Yes. I am very interested in Sanji's take on Joao Felix.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be an interesting one. What 10 to 15 starts? Shall we gamble? At least.
Oh.
Where does he slot in? Left wing?
Left wing when Neto is done.
Depends on which squad we're playing, because we got like 5 of them. So
is he a Conference League guy or an FA Cup guy?
Friendly, I don't know, during the middle of the week. Who knows? We could throw our own 5-a-side tournament. Like we've
you could.
Strasbourg is going to be sick this season.
I mean, Maresca just came out today saying that he's willing to work with 21 guys. All the rest can fuck off.
Wait, is Zhao in that 21?
I mean,
who the hell knows, man?
You would assume that the new signing is within the squad that he's willing to work with, but at this point, who knows?
The only ones we've heard are not in the 21 are Sterling, Chilwell,
Lukaku.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's still there, and nobody's like.
He's the only recognized striker in the squad.
Yeah,
is he a striker? Though?
Show him some respect.
Is he a striker though?
Yes, he's the only one.
Not for Chelsea. He scores goals for other clubs.
Yes,
he did score for Belgium.
Well, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm just saying.
Famously, he did not. You're right.
Yeah, Zhao, the reason I'm saying 10 to 15 is because I do think he'll get game time, obviously. And there's enough talented players, like in terms of options to play together, that I feel like the ceiling should be you're expecting a somewhat high ceiling, right? You're expecting a regular attacking returns. Because we weren't shit against City. We looked okay. But there's a lot that needs to be figured out, and I would think that he plays somewhere centrally, right? Be it behind the striker or as a false nine. But the kid is talented. Like we saw it on his first spell. He's going to get some attacking returns. It's an option for a deep roster. Like I'm not relying on him as a regular starter.
I mean, one of my main concerns with Chelsea, and maybe this was just because you guys are playing City, but if you're going to play 3 defensive midfielders every single game, that doesn't leave many spots for attackers.
But I think that was just purely a fixture play.
So do you think Lavia gets left out usually?
Who knows? I don't know what the manager's thinking. It was only the first game. We literally know nothing. About our teams. Like even
has
with
to come in.
Well, I would think so.
But is that because he played under Maresca before and he knows the system and all that? Sure, okay, but there's no guarantee.
Yeah,
you don't need 3 proper defensive midfielders in that squad, unless you're playing City. And I actually applaud him because I was facing a City stack in a few leagues. So I'm glad he didn't go like suicidal, like in the friendly in the US. Where they, gave away 9 goals.
Which is a bit surprising to see as well, right? Because you'd expect a bit of
it's good,
I think. But
I thought that was a good sign.
They kept it relatively close. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but like going back to Joao Felix, I do think that I think I talked about this last season. I don't remember regarding who, but like this dude, although immensely talented, has failed at Atletico Madrid, then failed at Chelsea. Okay, there were very extreme circumstances, but he did fail.
His red card in the first match.
No, I mean Lampard.
Yeah. Lampard is an extenuating circumstance. You're right.
The first tenure or the second one, there are multiple ones.
But then he failed and didn't want to be signed, or didn't want to be pushed to sign for Barca, and then was persona non grata at Atletico again. So, I mean, is he the Portuguese Freddie Adu?
Oh, nice.
You don't get Freddie Adu privileges after you slandered both of their names last time.
But you get what I'm saying. Like he's talented, but is he gonna be able to, like, is this Chelsea, the squad, the environment, whatever, that he's gonna thrive in? Like, if that is in fact what is going to happen, then that's some strange shit. But
you do realize the club is being run as a business and not like a football club, right?
No, I'm talking about fantasy at this point. Like, I'm talking about whether we want to punt on him for fantasy or not, because I understand that talking about like Chelsea players is like deciding which Apple share we want to buy. Is it the green one or the blue one? Because essentially that's what Bowley is looking at. It's like investment and return on investment and stuff like that. And yeah, I get it. I get it. I hate it, but I get it, and I kind of love it as a non-Chelsea fan.
It's entertainment. It's great.
It is great entertainment. I'm just talking about for fantasy. Are we really gonna just jump on the bandwagon just because he, at some point in the past, was touted as the next whoever, Messi or whoever, the second coming of Falcao or Aguero or whoever has come through the same route and has gone on to huge things through Atletico, and he's been signed. He's been signed now for over like 200 million cumulatively, and then has had like one good season at Atletico 5 years ago or something like that. So I just don't see how it could work out at this business-like, but I would rather say dysfunctional Chelsea squad.
I could make the case for him. I mean, Simeone has his own system, and it's not exactly amenable to attacking talent. And then, Barcelona was a shambles as well. Costa,
but Costa's a special individual.
He is,
understatement.
A unique guy. Barcelona was shambles. Obviously, he looked pretty good, I think, during his cameo in the Prem, and then it was Lampard ball. So at least he's going to be an attacking system here, and they do have a lot of talent, jokes aside. So I think he could, but it's just whether or not. I feel like you need to have another Chelsea player to be able to roster him. Comfortably. I
mean, Sanji's
so
saying
you can have two on the bench.
It's gonna be tough to get. It's gonna be tough to guess that handcuff sort of thing, right? There's a time if you have an extra Chelsea player, both of them.
Kunku, I would get him.
No, but what if Nkunku and Zhao start as well? There's that
I-
as well, right?
Yeah, I think
I don't see that happening more than like a handful of times.
Yeah, definitely not more than a handful, but there's that potential, right? If you try to have that sort of cuff that of okay, I'm gonna have a sure Chelsea starter, like any even like Nkunku aside, Pedro Neto, who else is it? Jackson as well, Mudryk maybe, Noni. I think
no.
Noni's leaving, but still, right?
Please, God.
The thing is the Zhao conundrum kind of feels similar to like what Trossard was like maybe a couple seasons ago. Like he's gonna bang starting coming off the bench or something. He'll do something, but you can never rely on game week in, game week out.
Even this season, Trossard is
I
the
like
same.
that. Yeah, I like that Zhao. Like the potential is there.
Yeah.
The question is he Trossard who will start what, Ryan? Like 12 matches? Something like that?
Yeah,
Or is he Bradley who might only start
5.
8?
Yeah.
But both are incredibly electric.
I think
I put him at like 20 starts. I think I'm a little bit more bullish on him.
I'm there with Sanji about 15 starts. So
yeah,
that's what you need to take into account when, and also
I don't want
it.
It's not. That's not for me.
I don't hate you. The thing
honestly,
is,
I think at this
you
point,
need a deep squad. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I understand this from Chelsea's standpoint, and also this is the only way they could offload Conor Gallagher, so they needed to take him anyway. But yeah, I think
such a farce.
but I think at this point, I'd rather not roster any of the Chelsea guys, but also on the flip side, in a 12-team league, there is bound to be at least one guy who believes in him, and he will spend 80 plus on him. I can guarantee. I can guarantee you that. Sure. I can 100% guarantee you that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Spent 99 on Evan Nilsson.
Spend it all, guys.
102 on full Krug.
Everyone in my league, I'm going to spend at least that on Felix. I would go higher.
The issue is, like right now, I've always felt it, but right now, literally, there are like 5 people in the chat to my community league and my IGL. So it's like, it's not going to be these 5. So it needs to be the other 5.
So, well, you just said somebody will, so.
Yeah.
All right, we haven't talked about Evan Nilsson much. I think he starts a lot. I think he's going to probably need goals to be really fantasy relevant.
He scored like 12 goals in Portugal.
He's
not for me.
Going to be Solanke light. Emphasis on the light, I think.
Yeah.
But
not the second round pick, Solanke.
No.
Like, I mean, you got Nunez, who was like one of the top goal scorers in Portugal, and then you've got this guy who scored 12 goals in Portugal. And look how Nunez and all other Portugal people came in. Yes, Dutch Cowboy is one of the guys in my IGL.
The thing with Evan Nilsson, right? There's also a world that Enes Ünal is fit and could potentially displace him, because we've seen like half a season of Enes already, and I like what I saw. Like,
exactly, I think maybe controversial, but I think Enes Ünal is forward 1, and Evan Nilsson is will hold his own, but I don't think he's a 30+ game starter.
Oh, interesting. I think that is controversial.
In which case, if you are thinking he's Solanke light without the guaranteed starting spot, then how much do you want to spend on him?
I mean, I just don't think you spend, what is it, 40 million pounds to bring in not a Solanke replacement?
I mean, Sepp Vandenberg is being signed right now for Brentford for 25 million.
That's
Max
fair.
Kilman was signed for 60. 40 million is not what it used to be.
All right, you're right. You're right. That's true.
And they have the Wakanda money. So
They should have gone for Eddie. He would have been perfect for them.
I think you just want to see Eddie play again, don't you, Ryan?
I do.
Of course,
But
yeah.
he would have
Yeah.
he would have been perfect for them because he without the like bigger kind of lankier frame, he is very kind of Solanke like fox in the box, good finisher, quick.
yeah, but now he's gonna get the minutes at Forest. You would think.
Yeah. You would think. Yeah.
Yeah, he will.
So he's
Absolutely.
displacing Wood.
I think so. Not
Ah,
this
a bummer.
weekend, but I think in the next couple of weeks he probably will.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him in all the leagues I have, especially where I have Wood.
I won't. I just, yeah.
I have a lot of wood.
We'll just leave it there. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this particular episode, guys. It was this trust trade trash. So we're gonna go through a few different categories of players after this first week, and wildly overreact to them, as Totti likes to say that I do. So we will we'll talk through some of these guys. Well, the ones who performed well, we're going to talk through the ones who struggled. We're going to talk through the ones who didn't start at all, and then but then came in and did something. And then we'll talk through the ones who we didn't even see at all week one, and if we're concerned. So let's go through, or let's get through quickly the ballers for this week. We've only got 3 in this category, because most of the other ones are rostered pretty highly, and even in this graph you can see here, we've got Welbeck, Fatawu, and Kovacic. Fatawu is 100% drafted, so I mean he's not getting dropped anywhere, and we kind of already talked about him. But as far as Welbeck and Kovacic are concerned, how do you guys feel about these guys, and has your valuation for them changed at all after 1 week?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just gonna say, not Welbeck has always been Welbeck. I mean, what, a goal and assist to get 24? I mean, good performance. I think he might keep that spot a little bit longer than maybe we previously thought, but very attacking, return dependent, and streaky. I mean, I'd pick him up on a free if I needed a forward.
Totally.
But yeah, otherwise he's a ride it to the wheels fall off kind of streamer, and that hasn't changed for me. Kovacic, not interested, because he was just filling in for Rodri, and also needed a goal to get to 17. Fatawu was the one I wasn't that sold on him or any promoted assets. But yeah, if he's able to score from nothing, that's obviously exactly what we like to see. So
right.
I mean, want to see if it keeps up, but obviously a good start and better than obviously I think anybody, even Fatawu believers, would have expected from game week 1.
Yeah, that's fair. And also you've got the specter of Gundogan coming back.
Yeah. I picked up Kovacic and he got me 17 points in the win. So I'm not gonna say bad things about him, but I'm definitely dropping him now.
Yeah. Gundogan plus Rodri. I mean, there's no chance he's gonna get consistent.
Plus Kovacic.
Exactly.
I think that's the main argument. Like, and also, I think I put in a 2 fab bid for Welbeck, which I would have been fine with to spend, but I'm with Ryan. Good riddance. Let someone get him for I think he went for close to 20 in one of my leagues. So yeah. Well, as long as fab is being spent, I'm gaining an advantage. So yeah, go for it. Fatawu, I mean, do you want to bet if this is his highest score of the season?
That's a good question.
Because
What did he get? He get 22?
22 and a half. It is on
With
the
an assist.
Oh, that's right. He had that assist, didn't he? He crossed. He put the cross in.
Boards.
Yeah.
I think you're. Ooh.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. He'll drop something on like Southampton or another one of the promoted teams.
I think he could drop a 40 on Southampton.
It'll be top 3, Totti.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So that just tells you maybe you sell high.
Sell high. Yeah.
I like it.
And not like Sanji sell high. You can actually sell this guy to a person who's not high.
Maybe sell for Jesus. That's sell high.
Well, you know what? I actually just sent that trade out. So
There you go.
Of course you did.
Love that.
Good luck with that. -1 versus 22 and a half.
So you said you sent out Jesus to get Fatawu or the other way around?
Yeah, that. What's wrong with that? That's obviously okay, right? I mean, the guy has Kai, I think. So we'll see. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Totti. It was you're buying that way too seriously.
Okay, no. I mean, all of you would rather Fatawu than Jesus?
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's close.
No.
if I had Kai, I would give it a glance, but I still wouldn't take it based on early returns. I mean, even if you did ultimately think he would be better, I mean, just pure trade value, Fatawu would have more than Jesus. So, like,
That's fair.
Like, Fatawu played 90 minutes as well. That was big for me.
Well, they don't have anyone else, unlike most teams now.
Fair.
Yeah.
Dude, that's one thing I noticed. I mean, this week, guys, the rotation, the early subs are going to be wild this year. Just teams have so many attackers.
Yeah, it's gonna get the sort of average expected points down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 5 subs. I wish they would have gone back to 3.
I know.
Honestly.
Greg mentions Casemiro as another baller.
And Mainu as well.
Yeah,
Both of them scored double digits.
honestly, Mainu ghosted out of his mind. I thought he looked really good.
Aren't they going to get Ugarte?
And I think
throws
that
a
eats
wrench
into
into things.
Casemiro. I think that eats into Casemiro.
No, but they're playing in Europe. There's so many games and minutes to go around. You don't know who
wasn't
gets which
Casemiro gonna go to Saudi?
He was, but now I think he's staying. I just don't. I'm not interested.
But
If you need a midfielder 4, sure.
Yeah, but Casemiro is like one of those guys who will get you like 8 consistently.
Yeah, and I think
That's a bit
Mainu is going to be
nothing.
the same this year.
Nothing to be scoffed at.
No, for sure. And I think that's Mainu as well.
But
Nothing-
Menu, I think, is a bit more unpredictable, because I owned him in Dynasty last season, and he has games like this, but he can also frustrate you. I think.
Yeah.
I'd rather trust Casemiro as my mid 4 than Menu.
Okay.
That way.
All right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't have either of them, so. It's just- Yeah, Mainu ended the season well. Let's see. He had 8.5, 18, 8.2, and then a couple 3, 4.5.
Yeah.
So he's all over the board. But I do think he's going to play the majority of the minutes they have, just because he's the future of that team.
Yeah.
All right, let's move. Strugglers from this week. Are you worried about any of these guys? Are you shipping them off? Are you concerned with what you saw on the pitch, either from the team, from this player, from the formation, from the tactics, whatever? So we've got Watkins, who scored minus 0.5 in 61 minutes, got hooked early. Anthony Gordon, 4 points. Jared Bowen, 1.25. And then JP Mateta was a rough one. Got hooked at half, scored 0.5.
I'm not worried about Gordon or Bowen. I'm a little concerned about Bowen, but
Is it just because of the Lopetegui?
Yep.
yeah, it's because I think they'll ultimately get there. It's just whether or not he's going to suffer. In the meantime, they just have to do a lot of betting in with new players and whatnot. But he's going to be at the heart of everything that's good that comes out of West Ham. It's just a matter of whether anything good comes out of West Ham for the next several weeks.
He just never used to get subbed like that. I mean, ugh.
Yeah, but I mean, they were chasing the game, and yeah, they have
True.
they have the new guys that they want to throw on there. But Gordon, I'm not worried about. I mean, they were down a man for 80 minutes, so
Yeah.
I think he's going to be fine. He's a good buy, somewhat low. Although with game week 1, nobody's going to, get rid of their early second round evaluation of him.
Yeah, for pennies. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Watkins is still getting fitness after a long Euros, so I think he's ultimately going to be fine.
Watkins didn't do preseason, right?
No, I mean he was in the Euro final, so he was pretty late.
Yeah, arrived back like 2 weeks ago.
No.
And Mateta was in the Olympics as well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Mateta just came back a week ago from the Olympics, so yeah, I think, and Palace did look a bit out of sorts. Like they weren't the Palace that ended last season. So yeah, I would give Mateta the benefit of the doubt at this point. Maybe reassess after the September international break to see how he got going.
I mean, I thought he was being overdrafted. Plus the fact that I think he's in contract talks and hasn't been happy with what he's been offered. And he has all those quotes saying he wants Champions League football. So I think he might be a little unsettled on top of the form. So he's one of these guys that I'm actually worried about.
I mean, he's always been incredibly goal dependent. He was
Sure.
on a scoring streak that was unsustainable. Yeah, I thought his draft stock was way too high.
Yeah, people are sussing out, I think, Glasner ball a little bit more, which is what always happens in the second season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Any other thoughts on these strugglers? All right, let's get to the real interesting ones. Non-starters. So we've got Garnacho, who came in and immediately assisted on whatever you want to call that fucking goal.
He also had the miss of the season,
He did. Yes, he did.
which even though it's only game week 1, will not be eclipsed.
But he should have had 25 points probably if you consider that in 27 minutes. James Ward-Prowse didn't start. I mean, safe to say, I think we kind of all thought that his draft stock was wild. Like, I could not imagine.
I mean, it was name value.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Anyway, so 0 points in 15 minutes. Cody Gakpo came on for 10, minus 1.75. And then Kulusevski, as I already mentioned before, struggled 10 minutes, minus 1.25. So how do you feel about these guys? Are you freaking out at all? Or are you kind of just keeping cool?
I mean, if it's us, either one of us four, then we would have drafted all of these guys at appropriate value. So we wouldn't be freaking out because we would have expected Ward-Prowse, Gakpo, and Kulusevski to not hit the ground running, I think.
Right.
For those who overdrafted them, Ward-Prowse on name value, Gakpo on the perceived
Dutch connection,
Right.
Kulusevski on him playing the whole preseason and scoring well, and then ending up not doing anything. Yeah, honestly, Kulusevski is the one that I'm least worried about out of these. Obviously, Garnacho I think is going to be fine, but Kulusevski, out of the three that are worrisome, I'm least worried about Kulusevski. I think he's going to be fine, not a regular or not a week in week out starter, but he's going to offer you very high upside and a decent consistency of starts, I think.
Yeah.
I'm a little more bearish on Kulusevski. I mean, from everything that I've read and just said, he really likes Brendan Johnson, and the fact that he gave him the start early doors, even though Kulusevski apparently had a decent preseason, I think tells you everything you need to know. I think if you roster either one by himself, Brennan or Kulu, you're going to have a pretty frustrating season. But I think all things equal, I think Brennan will definitely get more starts than Kulusevski. He's really slow. I don't think he fits really Andrew's system. So I feel like BJ is going to get more time there.
I thought Kulusevski, I was going to be a little bit higher on him until the Solanke signing, because I thought him in the 9 actually worked out kind of okay in preseason. And yeah, as soon as Solanke came in, I mean, that was curtains. And I don't know, Jeannie said that people were giving Brennan Johnson a lot of shit online. I didn't really watch the performance all that much, but
I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really... I listened to the manager, and he's said that he was good and that he was really impressed by the first half, and that's when BJ was in. So,
and Evan mentions Odo Bear as well to further complicate things.
What a baller, though. He has talent.
Yeah, I mean, Kulu's going to be another one of those, like we were just talking about. Your Joao Felix, he's going to be one of those Netos. He's going to be one of those Trossards. Like, those are just the type of guys I was so low on this draft season, and I think I continue to be.
Yeah.
And also the guys that Totti tells me never to draft because I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, he knows you better than you know yourself.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
I was surprised by Garnacho not starting. I will say that.
Dude, if Garnacho, I know you don't roster Man United players, but if Garnacho hadn't have gotten the return, the assist, I was going to be sending every offer under the sun. Because I think that he's going to be nailed most weeks, and I think he's going to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't start. It's not like he came back.
Maybe arrived late, too loud on his. He was out partying, getting his hair done.
I was gonna say getting his Subaru serviced.
I mean, highlight.
I was trying to think of a more politically correct way of saying it. Yeah. Well played.
No, I mean, yeah, I think he's battling with this whole Rashford conundrum, and there's pressure at the club to play him. There's pressure from the media to play him. There's pressure from all around because Rashford's this golden boy, and he's still the face of the club despite being just absolute garbage for an entire season or more now. Yeah,
which is why I think Diallo ultimately loses.
Could be
shunt Garnacho onto that side, and he'll lose out because he was the first one sub, right?
Yeah. Either way, I just think you're going to see Garnacho getting more minutes. I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you guys think about Diaz? He looked really good. I thought maybe he'd battle Gakpo a tiny bit, but yeah, I don't know.
Ipswich though, this game, like it's
that's a trick. That's tricky though.
They were on us all game.
Yeah. First half, no, they dropped off.
That's true. First, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Definitely. What did he have? Okay, Diaz had
a bunch of dribbles.
Ghosted well.
Oh, he didn't have any attacking returns. Okay, so he
missed a couple decent chances, but he
Okay.
goes it pretty well.
3 key passes. Let's see, 5 dribbles
Yeah.
and a couple aerials, believe it or not.
I wonder, I mean, you're going to expect the early sub, though, I think, right? 75, 80 minutes, maybe? Did he play the 90? I don't think so, did he?
Diaz, he, 1 second.
I think
I'll
he
find
was
it for you.
pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the preseason chatter was about slot taking.
Yeah, he
his
did.
wingers
He played
off.
90.
Okay. So, I mean, that would be my only concern about Diaz moving forward is, rotation and stuff like that. But, yeah, it looks good. Ghosted well. But, again, for me, it's the Ipswich thing. I think I'm going to judge that when international break comes around.
I think that's probably a better time to have most of these conversations. I just know the way that
one
people
game.
are.
That's fine.
This is what they expect from us after week 1, Sanji. Okay, but I promise you we'll revisit after international break. 'Cause I think that's a better time to have these conversations. But these are the ones that people are really nervous about. So these are your absentees. Some of them we know the narrative. Some of them we know why they weren't started. But still, Darwin Nunez was kind of shocking to not even get a substitute appearance. Ivan Toney, this is when we should talk about him. Rodri, Trippier, Grealish, Barkley, and Totti. I'm sorry, Harvey Barnes.
Is he even worth mentioning?
I would like the conversation. I own him somewhere.
I don't know why he had him in there. I actually wanted to tell him not to bother with Harvey Barnes, but like, okay, that's fine. We can have a conversation.
Okay, that's fine. All right, well, we can shut the door on that right now. Then I mean, are the days of him as a fantasy asset are done?
When were they alive?
You are so rude, man.
Even Totti's forgetting. Memories have faded.
Nah, I think he lost his spot with that injury, and Gordon stepping it up. I think he's definitely was signed last season as a starting left winger, but it didn't turn out. And at this point, unless there are big moves around in Newcastle in the upcoming 10 days, then I don't see him as a regular starter. I think he will still do fine in his starts that he gets, which he will definitely get more of than last season. But yeah, I don't think he's a starter.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, where do you want to go next? Do you want to go?
Let's go Nunez.
Okay.
I don't think anyone has to worry about Nunez.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he played the final of the Copa or the semi-finals. Did he play the finals?
Well,
he played the semi-final
and the
of
third
Copa
place game,
America.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, but who are you displacing from that front three that played against Ipswich?
I mean, it would have to be Jota.
Yeah.
You can't start Jota every week. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he will the first few weeks. Anybody really think that he's just going to throw Darwin on as a starter this weekend?
Oh, you can't punish Jota. He had an incredible game, and I just think you're going to have to go with that hot hand. I think at this point.
Yeah. So you're not freaking out, but you're worried. I mean, I think it's natural that you'd be worried. I don't think I'd be worried enough to trade him out, but yeah. He's another one of those guys where you just if you want to save yourself the headache, you have to cuff, and if not, then you have to just deal with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and but nothing has changed. We knew that Jota was there. We knew that Diaz was there. We knew that Kakpo was there.
We knew this, about all these guys. We knew news about Kulusevski. All of these guys featured in my article. Players whose situations got worse, and if you don't want to draft guys like that,
it didn't even get worse. It just stayed the same.
which is inherently getting worse.
Right.
I mean, the fact that Jota is healthy now might be the thing that makes it worse, but I don't think that lasts. So,
Right.
in a sense, yeah.
It's crazy though. I feel like Jota was the one that most people were lowest on, and I think he's probably going to be the better one end of season, like
Well,
total points.
Oh, of the two of them, or of the,
Like,
I mean, of the three?
Three of them.
I mean,
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
mean, if Jota stays healthy,
Yeah,
which he
that's a
won't,
big if. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
Jota
yeah.
stays healthy, then I would say that he's definitely the second most valuable Liverpool
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, I think
And
you're right.
we talked about this last season as well, and I think Sanjay, you came with the stat that Jota has the best
Conversion
goals
rate.
per minute
Yeah.
of all of Liverpool, including Mo Salah.
Yeah.
So we know that he can score. We know why he is in the 11 when he's in the 11. But when Champions League starts up, when injuries start mounting, there's definitely going to be minutes to go around.
Plus, what, 13 with a goal? Like, I'd sell high on Jota if I had him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's fair. Nunez, yeah, I mean, you have to hold at this point. And what are you gonna sell for a cut rate at this point? Like after 1 week, I don't. Yeah. Like you said, Totti, nothing's changed. If you believed in him last week when you drafted him,
Exactly. Like,
yeah,
it's not like they've signed Kylian Mbappe or something like that,
right,
Not
or
yet.
anybody,
or anybody.
Yeah. Or a warm body, yeah.
or just a single player.
Apparently they're close to a goalkeeper who won't start for the next 2 years.
Right,
He's
right,
a ball.
yeah.
He's a baller, though. I can vouch
is.
for Mamadashvili. He is
Yeah,
a
he's-
freak.
Yeah.
He is.
He's a good one.
He's a very good get to transition from Alisson to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
100%.
2 seasons, but like
But
that
you need
that being our
somebody in
only
the interim.
signing, like the guy won't start until 2030, but he's definitely a good signing for that year.
Yeah.
I think people will be freaking out about Nunez the same way, Ryan, that you think about Tony, in that they'll be thinking about who they could have drafted around that area, and they'll be sort of kicking themselves for potentially taking him over X player.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in game week 1, that's too early to kick yourself.
No,
I'm
I
all for
agree.
kicking people and oneself, but like after game week 1,
Yeah. I mean,
But
Tony's
at
a
least
different
you know
story.
he's staying in the league.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fair.
It's not game over. But at least Tony rosterers will have some answers soon. Nunez is going to be a enigma all season.
Yeah,
That's
Tony.
right, yeah.
Tony, you got 1 week. You got to wait 1 week, and hopefully you'll have all of your answers, and hopefully they'll go the way you want them to. I mean, if he stays, he plays.
Ryan, will you have to sell Tony if he signs for United?
100%, yeah. And my league will know that too. So
So it's like Chelsea. It's like Chelsea.
I'll have to I don't know, pit them against each other and just say, hey, everyone knows I have to sell, so send me your best offer.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be like Chelsea with Lukaku. Like everyone knows that they need to sell him, so nobody's putting in a bid until they actually drop.
So
him.
I just have to drop him. Yeah. Be like, all right,
Yeah.
thanks, guys. Yeah. I think he's ultimately gonna stay.
I think he is too.
I agree.
Because even if you think he's all about the money, like he can get both if he runs out his contract
Yeah.
and leaves on a free next season. Because somebody will take him, and then he'll get a bumper payday.
He himself will be able to get a bigger payday.
Yeah.
And also he'll still be the talisman at Brentford, and he'll be like he had a year off.
Mhm.
At
Yeah.
the end of last year, were there no charges, he would have been in the conversation to leave for 60-80 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he had the year off, and now he couldn't be sold for like 30-50. I think Brentford will have been looking for somewhere close to 40-50 million.
Yeah, I mean, Brentford is going to want to make money. They're going to want him to go to Saudi, but
Exactly.
they don't
Right.
have a
That's
choice.
right.
The problem is, what is it? Is it Al Ali? I can't
Yeah.
remember which one is
I
actually
have
is
no
bidding.
idea.
I think it doesn't. It's
It
fine.
is, yeah.
Honestly,
Not that it matters, but it is.
But they're actually. I mean, it's very un-Saudi like, but they're lowballing Brentford, and at this point haven't upped their offer. They're at something like 35 right now, and Brentford's like absolutely not.
Yeah, but I mean, give it a couple of days, and it's between getting nothing next season and taking
Right.
35. They're going to want to, but the problem is he doesn't have to go.
Exactly. If like playing for Brentford week in week out, and probably being in conversation to be the top goal scorer in the Premier League, versus playing ahead in front of like 800 fans in Saudi, and at the end of the day, he'll get everything, every penny that he was supposed to earn this season. He will get next season,
And he'll be incentivized to play well
wages.
because he's putting himself in the shop window. The better he plays, the bigger
Exactly.
payday he gets next season. The only problem is that you also risk like a really long-term injury, in which case you're totally fucked.
Yeah, but you risk that every time you step on the field.
Yeah, but not if you have a 5-year contract.
Yeah,
That's
true.
fair. Yeah.
That's the only thing that scares me.
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking like maybe Brentford just take the hit because he wasn't expensive in the first place, and they kind of already fucked their opportunity to get like their massive payday. And so at this point, do they just let him play and just basically assure that they stay in the Premier League? Because I think he does that.
He's kind of the key to that.
He literally does that for them.
Also,
I don't think they're going to have a choice.
Also, is he even going to start at Al Ahly?
Because they got Bobby, the goal scoring machine.
Exactly.
God,
That's something to consider.
Good point.
Maybe running through his mind.
Yeah, it's weird that they want to buy a striker despite having Bobby. That's odd.
I know. Neck tattoo FC.
It's weird that
Get Ederson in goal and you're in biz.
Yeah.
But is it not weird that Tony wasn't even on the bench though?
Not if they
Frank said that they're in negotiation with someone, and he now today, like an hour before we were jumping on a pod, I saw an article saying that he's back in training and he's ready to go. His mind is right, and whatever happens, but if he stays, then he'll play. I think essentially that's what the article said.
I mean, I was going to make the joke, Totti, when you said he had a year off. I was going to say, well, he also had the summer off, which was nice for him. But
wow.
But I guess technically, yes, he was afforded his 3 weeks after the final. So
yeah, that's the other thing. Like, if he wants to stay somewhat in the England fold, you can't go to Saudi.
Exactly, and he's young enough to be considered there.
Yeah, he should be considered 27 since he didn't play football the last year.
yeah, exactly. There you go. I like that.
I'm affording him a year off.
I like that. All right.
What like if we had a gap year, are we allowed to get 1 year off our own age?
Mm-hmm.
If your job is physically grueling enough, whereby, yes.
It depends. Yeah, it depends. In that year, did you make enough money to just completely like do absolutely nothing and just like spoil yourself?
I may have ruined my
liver,
my body more than any normal year that I would have spent working or being at uni. So
then it doesn't count for you.
Probably counts for 2 years.
Oh man! All right, so Rodri is a just calm down, relax. Right? That's very simple.
Yeah. I see that he might not start this weekend. I think they're going softly because they know how important he is, and it's Ipswich. So
yeah, not a big deal there. What about Trippier?
He was like a Tony. I felt going into the draft. It was like a high risk, high reward. If he stays, he could win your league. If not, then you're totally screwed.
Yeah.
I think he's staying, and
I haven't heard anything about it. It's weird.
Honestly, I haven't since all those crazy,
Bayern rumors weren't there?
all the discussion of like, oh, he's basically out the door, and then now it's like, well, I think people might have just gotten themselves an insane value in drafts.
Yeah.
But I don't know, chat. If you guys have heard anything, let us know about Trippier. All right, Grealish, guys. Jesus.
I would
This
like
one's
Toddy's take on this one.
This is a Totti hit list.
I think Grealish is gonna be like decent. He's not gonna be like. I have no idea why everyone keeps on doing the same thing all over again. It's like
Yeah.
they had like 5 good games or 8 good games from Doku, and now he's a 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
And then Grealish did nothing last season, so he's not worth drafting. And we've been burned by this so many times. Like
You gotta cuff him.
Bernardo Silva was exact same thing. Like he came in, everyone was drafting him 2nd round, did nothing. Then everyone was drafting him 6th round. Then was a top 5 midfielder. Then everyone was drafting him 3rd round again, and now everyone's so it's like Mahrez, exactly the same. Like Grealish will have his 8-game stretch where he scores 20 plus in all of the 8 games in consecutive 8 games, and then fall off.
I don't know about all that.
I
I actually think he's being undervalued. So I tend to agree, but you have to cuff him with Doku. Like I wouldn't want either one of them alone. And I think it's given that it's the City left wing spot. I think it's one of the few that's actually worth the cuff, especially since you could get Grealish at decent value, like 6th, 7th round.
Yeah.
So if you get Doku in the 3rd and Grealish in the 7th, I think that's decent business.
He apparently, this was just in the news in the last day. He apparently had a couple of talks with Guardiola and has been assured that he's still part of the plans for the season.
Assured, you say?
Yeah, he's been assured.
I believe it.
You should
Totally
attach
believe
that
it.
link with the trade offer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cut and paste the quote.
I wish he would have transferred. Ugh, man.
Yeah.
What could have been?
Yeah, I want him back at Villa. I mean, he belongs there.
Yeah.
I'd say
I
the
feel
same for
like-
James Ward-Prowse to Southampton right now, to be honest.
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He probably would like to do that.
All right. Let's talk Ross Barkley.
Man.
A rough one.
Yeah, I thought he would start over Tielemans, to be honest.
And Tielemans bald.
Tielemans looked good.
Yeah.
He wasn't fat, Tielemans. Well, there is fat Tielemans. It's a thing. I mean, it wasn't him.
It's a thing.
Yeah. And yeah, Barkley was actually dropped in one of my leagues, and I didn't pick him up.
Mine too.
I was just like, I don't see when he's going to be a consistent starter. So, plus their schedule's a nightmare for the next couple.
I mean, after Yuri just played like that, I don't.
Yeah.
He went from a team that severely needed him to a team that doesn't really.
Yeah. He's cover.
So, yeah.
Anybody else play against Onana, by the way? That was fun.
I did.
Of course you did. No, I didn't.
No.
God, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was ecstatic when the dude started him against me, and then first minute he gets a goal.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, not buying into him either, though.
I was ecstatic when dude started Mats Wiefer against me.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
And who from the bench?
Oh Christ. Who was that? Yeah, I'll let you know.
Somebody that came on and scored.
I had
That was brutal.
Garnacho.
Oh, it was a Dingra.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's right.
Yep.
Damn.
Oh.
That is unlucky, mate.
Yeah, dude.
It's really
Yeah, there's
unlucky.
this
nothing else you could
This
say
point,
about that.
Is it unlucky at this point?
No.
At that point, that's just good management.
I keep saying we should have like a segment, Joe. Like you should make like an 11 out of all the rosters you're facing that game week, and just be like, guys, this is your sit and starts. Like,
Right.
It's
right.
it's the ones where we have overlap where it's just like, all right, book it.
Yeah, last week
Yeah.
last week was him, and Mainu was of course one of them.
jeez.
Yeah. All right. We talked about Barnes, so I think we're good there, right?
Uh,
All right, sweet. So let's talk streamers, guys, and we'll get people out of here. So 1 week plays with high upside. When we talk about streamers, we're talking about guys you pick up. You're playing them either just this week or for the next couple of weeks. We're not looking really for long-term pickups here. So these aren't going to be the ones you spend a ton of fab on. These are going to be ones that they got a good matchup coming up. So just a reminder for this season, when we talk streamers, it's going to be kind of more of they have value now, and this is not necessarily a hold rest of season. But if that's true for any of the guys that you guys are going to be mentioning, that you should be holding them for longer than just the 1 week, do let us know. Totti, I believe you're up first.
Yes. With the new scoring, I think City defenders are a bit more viable, especially against lower level opposition. So I'm going for Diash against Ipswich. I liked the Brighton defensive midfielder Hinshelwood, and he
Was he playing left back?
He started well. Dude, you're the Hertzler whisperer.
Yeah, he's a false
Hertzler
left back.
Whisperer. Wow.
Hertzler whisperer.
That's a tough one to say, honestly.
Yeah.
Fabian Hertzler.
Yeah, so he started well as far as ghost points went, but didn't do much after the 4.25 he got early doors. But I still think that he has a good floor, and if you need midfielders, then he's a good one to target. Kenny Tete against Leicester, I like, and my puntiest punt is the Japanese defender Sugawara against Sugarman against Nottingham Forest. He's actually on a few sets as well, so there's that.
Hell yeah.
You could see that I was the last in the dock.
Yeah.
Last in the dock, but first to go.
Yeah.
I really love that Sugawara pick though.
I won't stream anybody or roster anybody from Southampton this season. I can pretty comfortably say that.
That's closing another door.
It opens a window.
Window for points.
That's right.
Let's see. So Totti, what was up with him playing 45? I obviously didn't watch the game.
You poor guy.
Yeah.
Missed a barn burner.
I didn't watch it either. I think it has to be something to do with the sending off.
Oh, okay. Because he had 5. He had 5 in 45s. Not bad.
Yeah.
He just came in, right? It was like a late transfer. I assume that was the reason.
Yeah, and then they brought on an attacker for him, a Dozier. So.
Dozer. Sure.
Dozer.
Yep.
The Doze Man.
Yep. Sugarman and Dozer.
Bulldozer.
All right. Sanji, hit us.
So I think 3 of these picks are in my article. You should go read it.
Yeah, you should.
You really should. So first up, Mascara. He's got 8 points after conceding 2 goals. So good ghost points, 10 of them. He looks like he could potentially get a red card at least once or twice this season, though.
Should have gotten 2.
Yeah,
and an assault charge.
Yeah,
And a sexual assault charge as well.
Sexual assault.
We should. I'll check if Fantrax actually has a scoring category for thumbs up bums.
Very nice.
Attempted
Thumbs up,
sodomy.
thumbs
Yeah.
up.
Attempted sodomy.
Buns out, thumbs out.
But I mean, yeah, if he can stay on the pitch, I think he has good ghost playing potential. Playing Chelsea, we're a shit show. I mean, yes, we had good faces and stuff like that, but you never know. Like he could. Wow.
Thumbs
But yeah,
up, bums per 90. Zach, you're killing us.
He might get some points. I kind of like it as a defender 3, defender 4 pick. Alcaraz. So this one's really interesting. Jacob talked about him on the Southampton episode we did. Especially if Southampton don't sign a reliable central attacking midfielder. I think there's potential for Alcaraz to get some minutes, maybe get some starts. He got 6.5 points in 8 minutes. That's some ridiculous production. Obviously, he's not gonna sustain that, but
he's on for 60 if he starts.
Yeah, basically. First pick, bro. Let's go. But I think it's one to watch. It's a decent matchup as well against Forest. It was shocking to me Traore was under 40% owned. I think he's under 30 as well. So he's probably free. Yeah, I think he's high 20s, potentially.
In competitive leagues, he must be like at least 60,
he's 100%
70%.
owned in
Right.
IGL and Community
Right.
League.
Did you just look?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, if he somehow is free in your league, I'd say go grab him. I think Fulham
Find a new league.
Have they gotten the Anderson signing over the line, Fulham?
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, I think Fulham are absolutely gonna cook this season. Like the team looks good. Dama attempted 9 dribbles. I think he only got 5 of them. Yeah, he's a
He
dribble.
only got
machine.
credited for 5 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So
I saw at least 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is if you watched anything else he did, you had to try to keep your breakfast down.
We wanted to see 15 as well.
Yeah.
And finally, Kraft. So Shar got the red card. And Kraft came on for him.
Share bear.
But it's weird though. In certain fantasy formats, I saw Kraft got the clean sheet, but he didn't in Fantrax. So I don't know why, but yeah, 4 ghost points, I guess. You throw in the clean sheet 10, but I think Newcastle do look a lot more sound defensively, especially with Pope in net. If Pope can stay fit as well, I think that's massive for them. So I think as like next few game weeks, I don't mind holding on to Kraft as like Newcastle defensive coverage.
So Kraft came in at left back and Byrne moved into the center.
Okay.
No, because Hall lasted a while, didn't he?
That's what I thought. Hall got the clean sheet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did they actually set up?
So I assume
Maybe they did 3 at the back.
Yeah, it could be.
They took off Murphy and they probably just did a back 5 or something.
Let me check the tracker. Who scored usually has a tracker on this, right? It's saying Kraft came into the middle. Byrne partnered him. Hall and Livermento kept their fullback position. I don't know if it changed slightly because Lloyd Kelly came on as well. But Lloyd Kelly went into left back. So
I mean, I don't think they actually have another fit center back, do they?
No.
Like
Lascelles
is crooked.
He's old, isn't he?
No. I think he had an ACL.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was back.
Yeah, they didn't have anyone else because on their bench they had Matt Target and Trippier as their only 2 defenders. So
yeah, I don't think there is another fit center back.
Did Trippier even make the bench?
Didn't they bring in? Didn't they bring in Lloyd Kelly?
No,
Lloyd Kelly came in.
But Lloyd Kelly isn't the center back.
Oh, okay.
He's more like a utility man, is how I'd
fullback usually. I thought.
Got it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're bringing in or hoping to bring in Gay. So
that's right.
yeah, so that will fill the center back void until Botman is fit. But yeah,
any chance Shares gets appealed because of the absurdity of it?
It was so ridiculous. Mandrew was saying that in the chat.
I mean, he made contact, so I assume it wouldn't, but I don't know if they're trying to appeal or not.
I think it's just one of those bullshit by the letter of the law.
Yeah.
Sort of, they're just gonna black and white.
I don't
That's
think
it,
it's
yeah.
gonna get overturned.
Yeah, I doubt it either.
So yeah, I like Kraft as a replacement. So yeah,
Nice.
Those are my four.
All right, Ryan.
Milli Vanilli. Journeyman James Milner. 11 ghost points. Finished with 10 because he got a yellow, and he got the clean sheet point. So, yeah, he was the ghoster in the midfield, not Weaver, which I was worried about. And so I think he keeps his spot because he looked pretty good. Man United at home, decent matchup. So yeah, got to go with a bird in the hand in the early one with Millie, especially given the dearth of midfielders on the wire. It's pretty
Bad.
grim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Millie. Similar to what Totti said about City defenders, I think Walker was dropped in a lot of leagues because he didn't start the first game against Chelsea, but that was because he was in the Euro final and came back late. So I know Pep said a lot of good things about Rico Lewis, but he always says that before he drops a player.
Yep.
So
Walker's
I
gonna start
assume
90%.
Walker will start, particularly this weekend. So, and then the Forest alpha center back spot is has a lot of points in it, as shown by Willy Boley, who got 10 without a clean sheet. He was robbed of his rightful clean sheet, where he would have had a monster. I haven't seen when the suspension of Milinkovic
Why was he
is.
suspended? Do we know why?
I think it's something related to a cup from other league that he came from. Was it Spanish or Italian league or something like that?
Really?
Yeah, somebody posted like something about that in our Discord. So it's something crazy. I didn't dig into it too much because I was like, this cannot be real. But yeah,
That is wild. Yeah. Anyway,
Ryan's gone.
oh, Ryan took
So,
off. All right,
yeah.
I'll go ahead and I can finish this out for him. All right, and Totti's boy Dino Huijsen for
well,
the last.
it's Hausen apparently.
No, I don't think so.
No, that's what I was told. Yeah, Hausen.
Is it really House on
No.
Fire?
No.
Dino House on
But
Fire.
I mean, but then again, Joe, it depends on his nationality, right? So
Yeah, that's true. All right, Ryan, you back?
Yeah, sorry about that.
I was
What
just
the hell happened?
introducing your last pick.
Oh yeah, Dino.
Botching it.
Dino. Apparently,
what's
it's
the pronunciation?
Hausen.
It's Hausen. That's what I was told.
Yeah, I don't speak Dutch, so your guess is as good as mine.
House on Fire.
Although now that he's Spanish, it's Huijsen.
There you go.
Dion Huijsen. No, this was. I got to give it to Totti for this one. He called him out randomly before the season, but I don't
randomly, dude.
He
Yeah.
did
It
randomly.
was fully researched.
hours and hours of research at a library. I'll tell you that.
I was watching Spain under 15 games.
Yeah, of course you were.
It's his 2 appearances, not in a Netherlands shirt internationally. No, he scored really well. Whether or not that means he keeps his spot with the Argentine Marco Senesi
Right.
on the sidelines is another story. But you gotta punt on him, and then if he doesn't get the start, you just drop him. But he's going to be one of those guys that he's shown that he can score. So when he starts, he's a high upside streamer, kind of like in the Boley mold that you just know he's going to do well.
Yeah, but at this point in time, if you want him and if you want that option, you will need to spend some fab. Just because he did so well in game week 1.
I
think he will go for 1 to 5 fab.
I think most people are going to try and get him on a free. I don't think I would spend money on him.
No, me neither. But I do think that you will have to if you want him. That's all I'm saying.
Disagree.
I think.
It's on your league, I guess.
Do you even
spend like 2 fab maybe? If you
do you
want
even
to
know for
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
that Senesi's not going to be back?
That's the thing. I think
He was cleared to play, no?
in contention.
Yeah, so why would you spend any fab on Dino? I just wouldn't do it.
He went for 2 in my IGL.
No. I would say get Mosquera instead.
Yeah.
And you get the
that's
fun
the other
too.
thing. That's the other thing. Is like I wouldn't spend money on him because there's a bunch of different options as well that you can
This
get
week,
for free.
this week is decent for streamers.
Yeah.
Like I think you can get an 8, 9, 10 pointer, possibly even on match day.
Yeah. Totally. Love it.
Oh, yes. So the Milenkovic red card was because in April, playing for Fiorentina in the Italian Cup against Atalanta, it carried over.
What did he do?
I have no clue, but he got a red card.
Did he put a finger up someone's bum?
That doesn't get you a red card, Totti. Come on.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
What do you
England.
guys make of Njai not starting and Timmy Iragbunam starting instead of him?
Two different players, no?
dropped him?
Yes, those are two different humans, Sanji.
No, as in like positions on the pitch.
Yeah, they are. But no, Toddy, I'm
Yeah,
holding. I'm holding.
Yeah, but they're different positions, but essentially that's the difference between our projected 11 and
You think that's the what the formation change hinges on, whether or not he wants to slot in? I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Timmy?
What? Yeah.
Eric Bunham.
Timmy.
Yeah.
Iggy.
Timmy.
Like he was like an 8 or 6 or an 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
He scored 8.25, so it's decent.
He's
All tackles,
he's an Ndidi type.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
But
True
where
city
else?
like gay.
Like is Njai gonna bench Doucouré? No. Is Doucouré gonna? I think Doucouré is gonna go back to the double pivot, and Timmy is gonna go out and afford.
Definitely against Ange. He's not gonna open it up and start Jai. So yeah, that's why I dropped his ass.
Yeah, we'll see.
I
We'll see.
agree
I'm
with
willing to hold for another week or two. But
You're a better man than I.
yeah, the problem was that I think part of the problem was that Harrison had such a good preseason.
He did
Which-
decently in the match as well.
Yeah, he did. We have one more surprise, by the way. We have some draft lad punts this week.
Oh, God. Until he shows his face, I don't want to hear it.
He jumped into the document, jumped into the slides, and added some punts. So for those listening and can't see on the screen, if you have room to pick up some punts, or these are going to be more, when lineups come out. But these are the guys he likes to score well if they are named in the squad. So Jed Spence, that's a deep cut. I like that versus Everton. Anderson versus Southampton. People been talking up Anderson. I like it if he does get the start against the Saints for sure. Lewis against Ipswich, sure. Yeah, Ryan already mentioned, Walker may or may not go, so obviously that's the other. Vardy is a no-brainer, I think, at this point. Genie wanted to spend how much fab on him, Ryan? Like 20?
70 or something.
We had to
talk him off the ledge.
Yeah.
He's not used to having fab, so he doesn't know like the economy around it. So
We had to talk him down on that one. I was like, dude, do not spend 27 on Vardy, please. And he won't.
I think he wanted to
he
spend.
won't.
He wanted to spend close to 100 on Evan Nilsson as well.
Yeah, for sure he did. And then Ben Brereton versus Forrest. So those are draft lads punts. Anything else, guys? Oh, this is a good one from Draft Espresso.
yeah, that's pretty good.
My Hill 2 and Jion. Yeah.
To Jion.
Yeah.
We got a question about Alex Moreno
Oh,
before
okay.
us. Not that excited about it. I liked Moreno in spurts at Villa, but only because that Villa left back spot has been known to be lucrative for points, as opposed to, I think, Forrest, the I mean, at points, Toffolo and Aina have been decent, but never consistent. And it seems like Nico on the other side is hoovering up most of the points. So it's fine, but I don't have huge hopes for him at Forest. I don't know if people disagree.
He had a serious hamstring injury as well, right? From what I heard, he's lost a lot of his pace as well. So I don't know what to expect from that.
I'm not touching him. Like, he's a dime a dozen, I think.
That's true. You gotta look at some of these guys through a different prism because of the abundance of good streaming defenders,
Exactly.
especially with the defensive scoring. So, yeah.
Okay. Nice. Anyone heard anything on Poro? Mandrews.
I think he should be fine. I think
Joint boy.
That's what I heard.
Joint boy. I looked up Poro on Twitter. I should have known better. The first thing that just the first thing that came up, Ryan, is just Fumo Poro.
If you do chocolate, if you do Poro chocolate as well, just Poro chocolate, you'll have probably the feds knocking at your door. It's a deep cut.
I'll avoid it then. I will avoid it. All right, listeners, it has been a good one. Everyone in chat, thank you so much. We had some good, we had a lot of live viewers tonight. This was amazing. Consider joining us next time, guys. Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We have a good time, and the chat is amazing. You guys were fantastic tonight, so thank you so much. Yeah, good luck to everyone in their game week this week. If you have any questions, let us know. Hit us up on, I'm going to say Discord, because at this point, I don't even check my Twitter DMs anymore. So yeah, hit us up on Discord. And if you're not in the Discord community, get there. That's the one thing. Maybe send us a message on Twitter if you're not in Discord yet, and we'll get you there. But yeah, otherwise, message on Discord. That's where all the chat's happening. That's where, like transfer rumors, team news, trade talk, like all of those things, polls. It's all on Twitter. You just got to get there. And otherwise, if you need anything else, send us an email if it's anything that's pressing or whatever like that. Okay. Community, you're the best. We love you guys. Talk to everyone soon. Best of luck this weekend. Everyone take care. Cheers. Sanji.
Bye.